Cruise news time, and well, we've got some interesting stories today. We have a cruise port here in Florida issuing a warning. We also have an MSC cruise ship rescuing fishermen, and there's pajama drama. Pajama drama on the high seas. This and a whole lot more. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. That's right, it's for your face on November the 21st, 2023. And let's kick the show off with a rescue at sea story. This story involves an MSC cruise ship, the MSC Preciosa, doing round-trip cruises from Sao Paulo, Brazil. The incident occurred over this past weekend where an SOS went out asking for assistance in the search and rescue effort of a chartered fishing vessel. 7 people on board apparently caught in a storm. SOS went out, many vessels went looking for them, and well, the MSC Preciosa found them. The MSC ship was able to recover 6 of the individuals on board and take them for medical treatment. Unfortunately, the 7th person on board this charter fishing vessel had passed away in the incident. There still are some lingering questions when it comes to what happened. We know for sure that the boat was caught in a storm, but it's not clear why they were unable to use their radio, and no details have been given as to why the person passed away. Big ups to MSC for doing their part, and way to go in helping out in this rescue activity.
You need to pronounce better, perhaps. Civitavecchia.
Civitavecchia. Civitavecchia. Civitavecchia. Cruise news story number 2. We have a international cruise port celebrating 3 million cruise passengers in the first month of 2023. Can you guess which one? It's the one in Rome. I already can't say it. Let's do it again. Civitavecchia. 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 Some of these words are hard to pronounce. Did I say it right? Civitavecchia.
Civitavecchia.
Civitavecchia. Yeah, we're talking about Civitavecchia. That is the cruise port there in Rome. I just throw it up there really quick. That's a really big number. I did see some statistics, or maybe I heard maybe Doug Parker talking about it, but I think the projected amount of cruisers in 2024 is 34 million cruisers. And I believe last year was 31 million cruisers. And I remember back before the shutdown, we were talking about 28, 29 million cruisers. And then if you go 10 years prior to that, it was only in the 10 million cruiser range. So as you can see, because of these milestones like 3 million passengers in Civitavecchia, man, that's a tough one. 3 million there. We've got all these other stories of cruise ports hitting all of these records. It's exciting times for cruisers. It's bittersweet a little bit for the consumer because, as the popularity continues to rise, that the supply of cruise cabins are going to decrease. Therefore, the prices will go up. But, it's all a cool cycle because there'll be more investments and more inventory, and maybe hopefully at some point the prices will go down. But a strong story for cruising, strong story for that cruise port there in Rome. Mucho bella. I don't know if that's the words to use, but there you go. Cruise news story number 3 seems fitting to let it be number 3 because we're going to talk about the Life at Sea 3-year cruise. We've talked about this endeavor often, and as you may remember, I've talked about it in the context that many people have booked this Life at Sea 3-year cruise knowing that the company doesn't have a cruise ship. They had pushed back their start date from November the 1st to, I believe, November the 11th, and now they've pushed it out to December the 1st. And well, they've had a bit of bad news. One of the cruise ships that they've had their eyeballs on has been sold, and it hasn't been sold to them. So this is a combo, Cruise News Story 3 and Cruise News Story 4. Cruise News Story number 3, Life at Sea, 3-year cruise, lost the cruise ship that it was hoping to get so that they could start cruising in December. Who knows if those dates will be pushed? And then on top of that, one of their major investors has pulled out of the endeavor. As I'm listening to myself, I feel like I'm being gleeful at their misfortune. Certainly not the case. I would love to see this succeed. But as I've followed this story, it just seems like an endeavor that's kind of wrought with learning moments. The excitement for cruising, the excitement for providing a 3-year residency at sea, all of those things, good things. But it goes to show you when it comes to establishing a presence in the cruise business that there's a lot of things that you need to do. And it seems like, unfortunately, the people that are engaged in this endeavor are learning that the super duper hard way. Hopefully all the consumers will be made whole and, everything will work out. But unfortunately, they've lost their major investor. They lost the prospect of a ship that they were looking at. And then on to cruise news story number 4, the cruise ship that they were looking at was the AIDA Aura. That's inside the AIDA brand, which is owned by Carnival Corporation. We know that Carnival's been going through this process of trying to right size. I'll use that old corporate word. They're trying to right size their fleet. They're trying to jettison off some of the older hardware that's probably not as optimized as some of the newer hardware. And so they've sold off AIDA Aura to Celestial Cruises. This will be another cruise ship for Celestial. They primarily do their work over there in the Mediterranean. They're a Greek company. I think I said it during the last show. Could you imagine how much trouble you would be in with your wife or your significant other, your partner, if all of a sudden you were the one that was booking stuff and you booked some sort of cruise that didn't have a ship yet? Yowza. Now, I'll say that those previous cruise news stories, essentially, they were the appetizer and the soup and salad course. Now, are you guys ready to move on to the entree? The entree. We got 2 biggies to talk about. We have a cruise port issuing a warning for upcoming travel, and we also have to talk about the pajama drama. But before I do both of those things, let me quickly invite you to subscribe if you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising. If you're brand new, we call these the cruise hands. Cruising. There's magic in these fingers. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank ye in advance. All right. Port Everglades, that is the cruise port near Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They've issued a warning for travelers coming to the port over the next few weeks, which I am saying that it's going to be busy down here. It's going to be busy with the holidays. It's going to be busy because we have a lot of cruise ships in. And if you're planning on coming to the cruise port and parking, maybe make a different plan. If you can take a taxi or an Uber or a shuttle, if you can get to the port other than coming and using our facilities, our parking facilities, you may have a better time. Actually, I just heard of a story of someone who had planned to park at a cruise port and they had a later check-in time, and when they got to the cruise port, there was no parking, no room at the inn. I can't remember what city it was at, but that's a nightmare. If your parking plan is to park at the cruise port and then you get to the cruise port and all the parking spaces are taken, then you got to back out of that whole cruise port scenario, find parking. So I get it. I get why Fort Lauderdale's saying, hey, look, Port Everglades is saying, hey, look, going to be busy over the next couple weeks. Make a parking plan. I'm glad this story came out because I think I was thinking about parking at the port on December the 3rd. Anybody going to Port Everglades over the next couple weeks? What are your parking plans? Leave a comment below. Let me take a moment to slide in a quick programming note. No live show tonight. It's not going to be Cruise Day Night Live. We're taking another week off. We got a bunch of family in for Thanksgiving. We're going to pick it up next week. I appreciate everybody loving the live show, and we love doing it. But yeah, this is a holiday week, so we're going to chill out and dream of sugar plums and stuffed turkey for the win. How about that? All right, now let's put the cherry on top of this Sunday and talk about the pajama drama at the high seas. There is an alarmed cruiser out there that has brought their complaint to the Oracle on High, John Heald, brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Line, and they sent John this missive. Let me lay out their concerns with their own words, and we'll see what we think about this message. John Heald, there is a large, some sort of group who'll be on the same cruise as me and DH. I never know what DH means. Does that mean dear husband, Does that, I don't know what DH mean. I wish people wouldn't use, I guess maybe it's a common thing that either way, we are on the celebration on 12/24. That's Christmas Eve. We are going to have a Christmas Day at sea. The group, they number 180 and they are bragging. I love the word braggadocious. They are bragging that they will all be wearing pajamas to brunch in the MDR, main dining room. This is not right and it must be stopped. This must be stopped. They're not in their living room. Why should we have to see this? John, you have to put a stop to this now. Let them know that they will not be allowed and that they will be banished. Or if we use the old English, they will be banished. They will be banished from the MDR. There will be so many passengers who do not celebrate Christmas who would find this offensive. The Facebook group is this one, blankety blank blank blank. So it sounds like that the original poster, the OP, is a part of some sort of Facebook group, and she's caught wind of a master plan for a group of people to wake up and wear their Christmas pajamas to the main dining room and have a breakfast. And well, her response to this activity is that they should be banished. They should be banished. I don't know. If you've ever been on Carnival, you know that the dress code is pretty loose. As long as you're not, falling out of your clothes or soaking wet in a bathing suit, pretty much anything goes. And interestingly, John doesn't even address whether it's okay for people to wear pajamas to the main dining room. He just kind of makes fun of her saying the word banished, which I think is probably a fun vector of humor there as I've tried to plummet myself. But John essentially does what I am doing right now, passing the question on to you. Do you think it is offensive? He does point out that sometimes it is a tradition for people to open up Christmas gifts and have breakfast in their pajamas. Do you think this is an okay tradition for the Carnival main dining room, or do you think they should take it somewhere else like the Lido deck? I don't know. And a bigger question than all of this is how will Santa know that you're on a cruise ship? How's he get into the cruise cabin? I remember when I found out some truths about Santa Claus. It ruined my 18th Christmas, honestly. But yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. You can show your support by clicking the like button in your pajamas, and that will tell YouTube that you like the show. Thank you. Thank you. This is Tony for Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise News.